Hello, all, and welcome to another Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday, where I explore sci-fi and fantasy related games. Today, I'm unboxing and taking a look at Adventureland. Now, this is a game from HABA. HABA is known for their kids' games or children's games. Good line of games. However, this is a family game, and it's designed by Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling. And Wolfgang Kramer is one of those names in the hobby industry that is known for his design. So it'd be interesting to see. And the team of Kramer and Kiesling is sounds like it would be ripe for a very good game. So we have HABA moving into somewhat of a family game, and we have Kramer and Kiesling, partnering with HABA to produce this game. So what is this game about? Well, it's a fantasy game, or I wouldn't be covering it today, right? And it's a family game, so it's not going to be overly complex. And with Kramer and Kiesling, it's going to be somewhat of a hobby game, meaning a Euro game that's going to be somewhat abstract and not necessarily an Ameritrash. A lot of times on fantasy games, we're used to rolling dice and defeating all kinds of creatures and crawling through dungeons, but this one is a little bit different than that. We've got a little interesting chart here that talks about replayability and attention and strategy, luck and simplicity. That's an interesting little chart there. This is for 10 to 99 years, so they're eliminating the very young there. 2 to 4 players and 45 minutes. And you get a sample of the board there. It's got some cards, some counters, and the like. So let's get inside this and see what we have here. One of the reasons I picked this up was I got it on as a bargain. This goes into Kilroy's Bargains. You know me, I cannot resist a bargain. Although I do try to limit my, given the number of games I have, I do try to limit myself a little bit more these days than I used to in the past. I used to just pick up anything and everything that I found in the bargain bin. And I still kind of do that, but I try to be a little bit more discerning in what I have available for shelf space. So anyway, here's the box. It's a typical kind of hobby box, big square box. Ugh. Good thickness there. Pull back a little bit so you can see a little bit more of what the contents are in this box. So we have the rules here. Oh, cool. We got 2 languages. I was getting a little worried there for a second. And so full color, of course. You've got your game board. You've got some meeples, some cubes. It's not a Euro game without cubes. You've got some cards. You've got some counters here for gold pieces and herbs and swords. And the fog creatures. You're mainly fighting these fog creatures that are popping up on the board. And it says it's from 1 to 4, so the solitaire aspect of... it's 2 to 4. Sorry, it's 2 to 4. I misread. I don't think there's a solitaire way to play this. Here's preparation. Here's how to play. Rules on movement. And it's on this grid format, so you're going to be kind of... it's relatively... limited the way you can move and interact with the board, but it's kind of done on this grid format. End of game and quick reference guide. So there you have it. So 7 pages, and then you can keep track of the adventures and how you did and how the victory points. So 7 pages, but really 6 pages because the 7th page is this quick reference guide. So you can just have that page open to refer to stuff as you're playing the game. The rest of this book is, the flip side is in a different language. Imagine it might be German. No, French. All right. There's the board, nice mounted board. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's look at all the other goodies in here. Nice big counters, thick counters here. Those are huge. That's my thumb, and it's bigger than my thumb. Here's the swords. Here's the herbs. They come out pretty easily, as you can see there. Pop right out. The gold pieces. You get a bag of baggies. The meeples are good size too. You got the dice, big wooden dice, and look at those meeples. And cubes. Everything is deluxe in this as far as size is concerned. I think it's the water sprite. I think that's the big baddie maybe. Bag of those. We'll look at the cards here in a second. Then we got these adventure sheets here, which are banded together. Take a look at one of them here. Oh, this is the, that is German. Okay. So these are the different adventures. That's right. So there's different adventures in this game. There's just not one way to play the game. You have different adventures that have the game I think plays generally the same, but the scoring or the in-game scoring is different. So here's the Fellowship. And then here's the Magnificent. And as you can see, the victory points and the final scoring might be different on those. Then you have the Escape to the Cities. And, the rest of these are just in different language. So you have 3 different adventures, English and German. And then we have the same 3 in different, I think that's French. Your language is better than mine. All your language skills out there. You can tell me what 4 languages we have in there, but I barely speak English, so there we go. So you have an insert, which based on these components is going to be fine. So I probably won't get rid of this, but it's a nice printed colored printed image in the insert to put that in there, and then. I imagine use the baggies for the counters. And then let's look at the cards here. And the cards are going to be, telling you what's on the grid. As I said, it's somewhat of an abstract game at heart, but I mean, there's some theme here. So there's to tell you where these things are located at. There's herbs and swords and gold. And there's an interesting way you can move on rivers, or how stuff comes up near rivers. That doesn't look good. So I'm gonna try to get this to the table, and then with my family, and then maybe I'll report back and tell you how it plays and how it feels. The cards are kind of thin, but they're not horrible. But I mean, if you have to use this deck a lot or shuffle this deck a lot, they might show some wear over time. Let's get to the board here. As I said, you only have 6 pages of rules, so how complex can it be? And I think there's only one side of the board. Yeah, the board is one-sided. Nice mounted board. And as you can see, it's all done on this grid here of 1 to 10 and A to K. So you've got an A to K and 1 to 10, and those cards, of course, reference where stuff's at. So like H10. Would be right here. So that would be right there. So you got a river here. You've got these cities. And again, depending on the scenario that you pick, there's 3 different kind of scenarios or gameplays. There's different ways of doing scoring, and the cities might mean or might be more important or less important depending upon that. So there you have it. And then I guess there's a score track of 1 to 100 around the outside of the board here to keep track of your score, I would imagine. And there you have it. So this is Adventureland, or that right there. I'm not going to pretend to know how to pronounce that. Adventureland from HABA and Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Keisling. Love to know your thoughts on this. If you've played it, what you think about it. Is it a good family weight game? Pros and cons on it. Is it too abstract? Love to know anything you want to say about it. Anyway, thanks for stopping by on this Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday to help me unbox one of my bargain finds, and didn't pay hardly anything for this, so I think I'm going to get some fun out of it no matter what. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Take care. Thanks for watching.